Hey there, tech fans. Rick here again with another review. And today, I have the Orei HD12-EX165-K HDMI splitter and extender kit. This product allows you to share all of your HDMI media content with two separate remote locations up to 131 feet away in either 4K or 2K at 30 frames a second, or up to 230 feet away with full HD 1080p content at 60 frames a second over a single Cat6 or Cat7 cable. The product also features local loopback functionality, which allows you to enjoy the content here at the primary location while you're simultaneously broadcasting it to your remote locations. It also features infrared blaster kits for the remote locations that collect up the remote control signals from those locations and send those back over the same LAN cable to the primary location to be rebroadcast so you can control the content you're watching. Finally, the system employs the very latest in power over cable technology, which means a single power supply is all you'll need to operate the entire system. Now, as part of this review, I always like to start with an unboxing of a product just to show you everything that's included with the kit. And then I'll take a closer look at the transmitter module and the receiver modules and explain the connections you'll need to make to use it with your own equipment. And then I'll come back and actually point out a few things that separate this particular HDMI splitter and extender kit from others you may be considering. So let's get started with the unboxing. When you first pop open the box, you'll find the transmitter module and two receiver modules. Each of the receiver modules has an infrared blaster kit associated with it, and there's an infrared blaster for the transmitter as well. You'll also find a set of brackets that can be used to mount the transmitter up off the ground and out of the way. There's a single power supply included. It's a standard DC 12 volt 1 amp power supply. This end plugs into any standard wall outlet. The other end has a barrel connection on it which plugs into the back of the unit. And once you activate the transmitter, all the power required for the receivers is sent over that same LAN cable. So it's a single power supply for everything. Also included is a warranty card and a full instruction manual that lists connection diagrams, other information about specifications that you'll need to understand in order to use this product correctly. Now, if you stay tuned, next I'll take a closer look, and then I'll come back with some key things to keep in mind when you're comparing this to other products. All three modules feature full metal enclosures, which make them incredibly durable and help to minimize outside interference from causing any issues with the electronics inside. I'll start with the transmitter module. On the front of the unit, you'll notice a power indicator on the left-hand side. The minute you add power to the unit, it immediately starts an internal power on self-test where it's checking the electronics to make sure everything's working okay. When it passes that test, it'll light that LED, letting you know the module's ready to use. On either side, you'll notice ventilation fins that are there to keep the electronics inside at a very comfortable temperature. You'll also find two mounting holes that can be used with the kit that's included to mount this unit up off the ground and out of the way. On the rear of the units where you'll make all your connections, starting on the left, there are two LAN ports right here, LAN 2 and LAN 1. These connect to your remote locations with a Cat6 or a Cat7 cable. You'll plug one end in here, the other end into the receiver. To the right of that is an HDMI output port. This product provides the ability to watch the content locally here at the primary location. And if you want to do that, you'll connect an HDMI cable from here to a local monitor to use that local loopback functionality. To the right of that is an HDMI input port. This connects to whatever media device you'd like to share the content from with your two remote locations. These are both standard HDMI connections. To the right of that is the infrared blaster port. Make sure you plug the transmitter in here. That's the smaller of the two. It's a 3.5mm plug. You'll plug it right in there and put it near the media device you'd like to control. To the right of that are EDID switches. These are fully explained in the manual, but these allow you to vary both the frame rate, the resolution, and the audio style for the content you're transmitting. To the right of that is a micro USB port that's used for updates. Occasionally new firmware will come out for the product with features and functions that have been updated. And to update the firmware, you'll connect it up to your computer with a micro USB cable, push the microcode to the device to do the update. To the right of that is the power port. You can use the included power supply. You'll plug it into a wall outlet. You'll plug the barrel connector in right there and tighten the collar so it doesn't pop out. That's all the power you'll need for the entire system. To the right of that is an on and off switch. Again, you can turn this on and off using that switch. Now the receivers are exactly the same, and you'll find there are mounting fins on either side. You can mount these on the wall if you choose to do that. On the one end, you'll find another infrared blaster port right there. The larger ones are the receivers. You'll plug it in here, and then put that any place that your remote can see it so you can pick up those remote control signals. To the right of that is a LAN port. That's the other end of the cable that comes from the transmitter for that location. Just plug it in right there. On the other end, you'll find an HDMI output port, again a standard port. That connects to whatever monitor you'd like to enjoy the content on that remote location. So just plug a cable in here to the monitor and you're good to go. And that's pretty much it for the receiver modules. I hope that closer look was helpful. Now here are a few key things to keep in mind when you're comparing the Orei HD12-EX165-K HDMI splitter and extender kit to other products you may be considering. The first thing has to do with the distance you can actually separate the primary and secondary locations. This product fully supports 4K and 2K at 30 frames a second at distances up to 130 feet. You can also send 1080p content at 60 frames a second up to 230 feet over a single Cat6 or Cat7 cable. Other systems may not support 4K or 2K at all, or if they do, they're very short distances, and if they support 1080p, they may require a higher quality cable. With this one, you can get by with a Cat6 or a Cat7 cable, which is probably the most common cables on the market today. Another key feature that this product provides is the local loopback functionality, which allows you to enjoy the content here at the primary location while you're simultaneously broadcasting it to your remote locations. Without that feature, you'd have to disconnect your media player from your local monitor and just send the content out to your remote locations. You couldn't actually enjoy it at the primary location. Another great feature is the inclusion of the infrared blaster kits, which actually give you complete control over the content from those remote locations by collecting up the remote control signals with the receivers and sending those back over the same LAN cable to the primary site to be rebroadcast to control the content. And finally, the power over cable technology allows you to simply plug in the transmitter and understand that all the power required for the remote locations is being sent safely over that same LAN cable, which eliminates the need to have a power supply at each of the remote locations and go hunting for a wall outlet. So all things being equal, this is a very capable set at a really decent price, and hopefully you found this video helpful. So until next time, stay nerdy.